Hello again! Here are 5 things everybody should know before owning a Sega CD. There are some great gems on the Sega CD, and I do enjoy my Sega CD very much, but here are some things that I wish I knew before I owned it. The first one being, you do not need any mod chips, modifications, or anything to your Sega CD to play backup games. And also, there's a lot of myths out there that will damage your unit. I've always used backups and retail CDs, and I have never had any issues whatsoever with my Sega CD. Number 2 are the Sega systems themselves. There have been many models for the Sega Genesis, Model 1, 2, 3, etc. But one thing that they never tell you is they used different materials when creating these, because even though these are both Model 2s, these are 2 different revisions, and you can't tell at a glance. But if you actually look at the connector, see how this is nice and shiny? Obviously I'll clean that now that I've touched it. But you see how this is nice and shiny? When looking at some other models, they actually use carbon connectors, where this is actually black. You do not need to clean this. This is not tarnished or dirty or anything of that nature. This is actually a carbon connection. And let me see if I can get this side by side. I don't know how well you can see the difference. Oh, there we go, yeah. So one is black and one is silver. Both are 100% clean. They've both been cleaned with alcohol. And if you can even see the solder joints on there, I mean, they use different materials when creating these, even though they're both Model 2s. The third and probably most important thing I wish I knew about the Sega CD before purchasing it is if your Sega Genesis is on and has power going to it, and this is got power going to it, if you do this, you now blew a fuse inside and have to replace it. So never connect these while they're on and have power going to them, because this jolt of electricity to the system will blow a fuse inside. I've actually had to replace the fuse. Now it's a very simple solder to fix, and I actually used a spare fuse from a strand of old Christmas lights, and it actually works. You could probably even just jump the pin, but it's best to have a fuse on it in case you do it again. You don't want to burn out the entire board because you didn't put a fuse, you put a wire instead of a fuse. So definitely put a fuse there. Number 4 is just a kind of a little extra. Just about every Sega CD game, with the exception of a few, doubles as a soundtrack CD. If you put a Sega CD into a normal CD player, or even your Sega Saturn, you can actually hear the soundtrack of the entire game. This is really great for things like Sonic CD, Mickey Adventure, and even Final Fight, where you can hear or extract the entire soundtrack for the Sega CD game. Number 5. So if you ever find that a game will not start or gives a memory error, you probably need to clear the memory on your Sega CD. To do so, turn on the unit without a CD in there, and you'll get to this menu. Now, it doesn't want to navigate until it has a disc in there, so you can go ahead and put the game disc in once you get to this screen. And now it allows you to go to this side. After it loads, it should hopefully give you memory and CD-ROM options. So we are going to navigate to memory. So when you have a memory error, you should be able to come in here and format the RAM, or erase a RAM item. That will hopefully solve your issue. You can also clear the system by formatting the system. That's if you have any saves in here, because keep in mind it does save to the device itself. But yeah, that's how you access the diagnostic menu for the Sega CD. So we're going to go ahead and exit. And then we can go load up the CD-ROM, and the game should load. And there you go. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to put them in the comments below. I will try to get back to them as quick as I can. And if you like this video, please feel free to like, subscribe, and share. Until next time, have a great one.